Hey everyone, Matt here with Moesif to show you how to measure user retention in Moesif. So if you're tracking user retention, usually a metric that people will go by is people that are continuing to subscribe to the service or continue to use the service. This doesn't add a lot of depth for folks that are trying to look at their retention curve and improve retention. What we can do with Moesif is we can actually set a specific event criteria outside of just subscriptions or returns back to the platform. We can actually look at making sure that we're measuring value and that our retention metric is true, meaning that it's not some type of vanity metric. Users are actually deriving value from the platform. To do that, what you want to do is navigate to the user retention screen within Moesif. And what you'll see is this event criteria. Now, my first event that I'm going to do is where request.URI route is login. And for the returning event, so that is when the user comes back to the platform, I'm going to actually measure this based on a request where the URI route is /purchases. And we can see based on that down here what this retention curve is. We look and we see that day 0 retention is 5%. However, we can see these spikes here. So if we look at this chart on the bottom here, we can see day 0, what our retention rate is, and we can see it kind of throughout these first 7 days. Now we can also adjust this too, where we can look at, this is the daily. What we can do is we can actually look at weekly. We'll do last year. So here we can actually see a yearly breakdown of our retention curve. We can see week to week exactly what's happening, and we can see the drop off and where it's happening as well. Now if we come down to the bottom here, we can see also a numbers breakdown on this chart, which we can see each week what our retention is and how the retention curve looks. So very easy to set up. Again, you need to determine what your first event is and determine what your returning event is as well to make sure that you're accurately measuring where users are deriving value and coming back to the platform. Now, if we want to go further than that, we can also do it by a specific user segmentation. And kind of a popular one that I usually like to use is where country code is the US. So my country code is US. Now we have a breakdown of US users who are using the platform, so we can see their retention for that specific geographic area. We could go even further by grouping it by a specific company. So what we could do is group by company, company domain, and it will group it by company domain. So we can look here and we can see. So we have Gap, Handshake, Vonage, Express, and Mailgun. And we can see the retention for each of these individual companies. So we can see where our retention is high, what's working for a specific company, and then we can see where our retention is low and where we may want to improve. This allows us to really derive some powerful insights to see how we can improve retention and how the retention is doing within the product itself.